Greetings from Bermuda, this is BDA Lammy and welcome to the demo of Tales of Two Heroes, an upcoming roguelike deck builder that's doing a few things a little bit differently. So let's jump in, take a look, see what it's like. So there is a story associated with the game, but some of the translation is a little bit iffy, so I'm going to skip over that in favor of the actual gameplay itself. So at the beginning of a run, we basically have to choose one of these benefits. I'm just going to go with a default one, which will let our heroes recover 4 HP upon taking a break, and I will explain what that is when we take a break. So one of the different things about this game is that although the map is a standard Slay the Spire style map, where we are heading from west to east, rather than just controlling one character, we're controlling two that we can swap between at will. So the idea is that one of them is human, one of them is a demon, and they are working together to try and end war and bring about peace by reaching the altar at which they can wish for peace. We start playing as the demon. Let's pick an encounter, combat encounter to start with. Just let me dial this volume down a little bit. A little bit loud. Okay. So, on our turn, there are a couple of differences from the usual roguelike deck builders. So the row at the top here shows us what the enemy is going to do. And on their first turn, they're going to do a sticky punch and inflict 4 damage to us. And on their second turn, they are going to gain 2 defense. We get to play, choose options, I guess, of what we are going to do on our turns. So cards are randomly drawn from our deck here. And one of the differences with this game is that each card has 3 actions associated with it. And we can choose which of those 3 that we do. So in this case, maybe we just want to inflict 4 damage on the enemy. And that will be our first action. And then our second action, we're drawing again from our bag with our cards in it. Or items, I guess they are. And then maybe we choose to attack him again for another 4 damage. And then currently all of our cards, I think, get all Blades of Innocence. So we're getting the same thing every time. And I don't know, maybe for the last one we'll do Mercy. Inflict 1 damage and apply Bleed with 2 damage, 5 turns to an enemy. And so these play out in order. So whichever card is the furthest left goes first. And then across from right to left. So you can see in that round, we got to act 3 times, whereas the enemy only got to act twice. In this round, the enemy gets to act three times and goes first, and we only get to act twice. So we're going zigzagging like this to determine the order in which the cards are played. So he's going to apply 10% weaken to us, going to inflict 4 damage and then inflict 4 damage. Status effects are underneath the health bar here, so you can see here's the bleed that we inflicted on him last turn. So this counter here says how many rounds that it's going to last for, so 4 turns. And for 4 turns, he will take 2 damage at the end of the turn. We are just going to hit him for 4, however, and that will kill him. So with this card won't actually trigger, so it doesn't really matter what we pick there. So he weakens us, we hit him for 4. No, it does matter because we were weakened, so we didn't hit for 4. I think we hit for 3, but we still killed him because of our second card. Okay, at the end of the battle, we get to choose our rewards. So we can get gold, we get a potion, crystal clean will remove all debuffs from ourselves, and we get to choose a new arsenal, as they're called in the game. And arsenals are just cards, and like I say, each card has 3 actions associated with them. To get an arsenal, we have to pay these points here, which we will get after the end of each battle. So let's say 0 up here, we actually get 1 for winning the battle. And all of these cost 1. Sometimes we'll be offered rarer arsenals that will cost more of these points to get. So we can only get those if we have gained that number of points by that time. Anyway, choose an arsenal to obtain. So Salvation Remedy will give us a choice of 3 actions. Attack action is inflict 6 damage, remove 1 debuff from an enemy. Vaccination defense action removes 3 debuffs from self. And a kind of support action, herd immunity, applies nullify debuff 2 times for 3 turns to self. So what that means is it can trigger up to 2 times and it will last up to 3 turns. So if after 3 turns there are still charges left, then we lose them. But if it's triggered twice before 3 turns are up, then we will lose them before 3 turns. And it also applies Nullify debuff 1 time, lasting for 3 turns to an enemy. New Perspective, Let Them Fear, inflicts 2 damage 3 times, applies Bleed with 1 damage, which will last for 3 turns to an enemy. Let Them Learn, applies Dodge 1 time, lasts for 1 turn to self. And Dodge will let us ignore a direct hit from an enemy. Applies Bleed with 3 damage, lasting for 3 turns to self. To self, not to enemy. And Let Them Spread, applies 5 bleed with 1 damage, lasting for 5 turns to self. Applies 50% Empowered, which will trigger 3 times to self. And Empowered increases our damage. Or Grand Fanfare, Loud and Sound, applies 50% Empowered, lasting for 1 turn to ourself, and 30% Empowered, lasting for 3 turns to self. So buffs can be applied multiple times to us at different strengths, and same for debuffs as well, which is another difference from a lot of deck builders like this. And the Crowd Cheers applies 25% Fortify, lasting for 1 turn to self, and 15% Fortify, lasting for 3 turns to self. An Echoing Rumble refreshes the duration of all Empowered and Fortify statuses to 2 turns if the current duration left is less than 2. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for Salvation Remedy here. No, sorry, that was actually gain 1 of these points. We don't actually have to spend it. Some of them we will have to spend these points to get. Okay, so we're on 72 out of 80 health. This here shows us what our companion is on, so they're still on full health, and how much money they have, and how many of these points they have. At any time, we can switch to our companion and start progressing through the map with them. Basically, we will lose the run if either of our characters dies. To win, we've got to get to the end and win with both of them. Choosing when to switch is part of the strategy of the game, because for every action that a character takes, the other character will get their benefit here that we chose at the beginning of the game. So in this case, every time one of our characters takes an action, the other one will recover 4 hit points. So let's just switch now. And then you will see after she has taken her action, our other character, who's on 72 hit points, should go up to 76 hit points. Okay, so this one we can pick any of these paths to go down. Let's go down the bottom one. And so we're basically building 2 decks. The decks that these characters have are completely independent of each other. So 4 damage, 2 defense, or explosive light, 66% chance to apply stun for 1 turn, or 1 time, 1 turn to an enemy, which will stop them doing whatever their next action is. I'm just going to hit them, and hit them again, and hit them again. Generally, I've found in this game, killing enemies quickly is a good idea, rather than trying to protect yourself from damage. So we just hit for 4, and so he'll hit us for 4, we'll hit him for 4, he'll be dead. So it won't matter what this card does. Okay, gold. Meltdowner. We move all defense from an enemy. And choose an arsenal. So Salvation Remedy, we saw before. Among Ourselves, Backstab, inflicts 3 damage if the wielder has an active dodge or venting, inflicts 8 damage instead. Out of Sight will apply Venting for 3 turns. And Venting gives us an 80% chance to ignore a direct hit for the duration or until you attack. So we could put up Venting, and then for 3 turns, as long as we don't attack, there's an 80% chance that all incoming attacks will miss us. So it's not quite as good as Dodge, which is 100% chance, but it's almost as good. And then alternatively, we can choose to finish the Venting duration early by playing an attack If we play Backstab, that will do 8 damage. And Conference Call, dodging an incoming attack grants 25% increased damage on your next attack. Or Grand Fanfare, which is what we saw last time as well. I think I'll go for Among Ourselves and proceed. So there you can see I just popped up with a character healed for 4 at the end of our turn. So again, we can immediately switch back to the other character, or we can keep going with this one. I'll switch back, since that one has slightly more health, and go to the next node and have a fight with a cat. I think it's actually a wolf. Okay, so they're going to bite us for 4 and apply bleed for 1 damage that lasts for 3 turns, and then they're going to inflict 5 damage. I am just going to hit Salvation Remedy. So I could, if I played Vaccination here, I would remove the bleed that the enemy had applied on the previous turn. But I think I'll just hit him because 6 damage is pretty good. And I think I'll do the same there. So we're taking some damage, which is kind of unavoidable. There's not as much block in this game as other deck builders. Sharp Claw applies inflicts 2 damage 2 times and applies 2 bleed with that will give us 1 damage and will last for 5 turns. Same again, and then inflict 5. We really just need to kill, so we'll do that. And then it doesn't matter what this card is because he'll be dead by then. 24 gold and a choice of an arsenal. Grand Fanfare we saw before. White Knight inflicts 3 damage or gains 2 defense, and if we have no defense, we'll gain 5 instead. So defense is block, and block persists between turns, but it halves between turns. Or Edge of Twilight for 2 turns, gain 2 defense at the start of the turn if we already have defense. That's quite tricky to get. We need either a relic or something that will do that for us. Well, actually, no, that's not true, I suppose. If we had defense left over at the previous turn, if we had more than 1 defense left over at the previous turn, we would still get some benefit from that. Or Thunderous Whisper inflicts 6 damage, inflicts 12 instead if the enemy has defense. Or Return Stroke, gain defense equal to 100% of the defense an enemy has. Or Consequential Polarity, inflicts 30 damage to an enemy's defense. I don't think enemies have defense that often that I've noticed, so I'm going to go with White Knight. Okay, and our other character healed, and since we're now on 62, which is kind of bad, I'm going to switch back, and I'm going to let that character heal. Proceed forward with the Knight. 4 damage, apply bleed for 1 for 3 turns, and 5 damage. I could stun to try to not take the damage. Or the bleed, I suppose, sure. 5 damage, again I could try and stun to avoid it. And then I could apply Venting. So successfully stunned. So negated the effect of both of his cards. And now we have Venting. So for the next 2 turns or until we attack, 80% chance to avoid damage. We've got Among Ourselves again, so we could consume the Venting to do 8 damage, which I think is probably a good idea. And then we could try and stun again, or we could just hit him. I think we just hit him. You can get too absorbed in trying to dodge or block damage and just prolong the fight so that you actually end up taking more damage. It's going to apply 10% weaken to us. I think I just hit him, and hit him, and hit him. Down to 2 health. Unfortunately, he's acting first. But this will kill. And then this won't matter. Okay, 24 gold. And a choice, Grand Fanfare again. Moonlighter. Inflicts 2 damage, or if Moonlighter is loaded, inflicts 11 damage instead. To load it, we use Lunar Blessing on the right there. Loads Moonlighter for 3 turns. The effect is removed upon using Curtain of Night with Moonlighter. So basically, we can use Curtain of Night to hit for 2, or if we want to wait a pass through our deck, we can use Lunar Blessing to load it, and then when we play Curtain of Night, we'll inflict 11 damage. Or, your last word, Fanfire inflicts 1 damage, which will actually be 1 plus however many stacks of High Noon we have. And High Noon, over there on the right, you can see we can take an action to apply a stack of High Noon. And then it does, so it inflicts 1 damage for X. It inflicts 1 damage X time, or it inflicts X damage Y times, where the damage is 1 plus the number of stacks of High Noon, and the number of times it inflicts it is 6 minus however many stacks of counting bullets we have. And counting, we get 1 stack of counting bullet when we play Fanfire. We get 3 stacks of counting bullet if we take the middle option here, which is Quick Draw. So Quick Draw inflicts 8 damage. So basically, this card, we can wait to play it. We can keep playing High Noon, High Noon, High Noon, High Noon to get more and more stacks, and then go for Fanfire and inflict a large amount of damage a large number of times. Or we can use Quick Draw to inflict a higher amount of damage, but then it's going to mean we're going to be doing less damage with Fanfire if and when we use that. I'm going to take it. I think it's a pretty good card, especially against one of the bosses. We're starting to lose health. Let's switch back to our other character. Let's take the question mark. So a narrative option. Once upon a time, a crowd gathers around a bard singing a song about a great hero who lived in the ancient time. The more you listen, it feels this song is not fiction, but rather a true story. You stay to get potential info about the location of a secret artifact the hero held in the past. But the bard starts to clear his throat just before he is about to sing that part. Perhaps a small charity would help the bard continue his singing. So we can either make charity, lose 30 gold, and have a 20% chance to get a random relic, or leave. I think I am going to save my money to spend in the shops later, because 20% chance is not very good. You leave the place before the story reaches the climax. What good would an old artifact do in the present days anyway? Exactly. And our other character heals for 4 again. Let's keep pressing on. Justice under daylight. A terrible scream can be heard coming from the woods. As you track the origin of the sound, you witness a group of human knights surrounding and beating up 4 goblins. Goblins are trying to defend themselves, but without a proper tool or combat knowledge, a winner is clear even before a battle is over. Do we stand against the knights, encounter a dangerous battle, join the fray, lose 6 hit points, but get a random rare arsenal, so a random rare card, or just leave? I feel like hit points are really precious in this game. But let's do that for a random rare arsenal. Number of death. What is number of death? 1 last death, inflicts 6 damage 4 times, lose all bullets loaded. This action fails if the number of death has less than 4 bullets loaded. Okay, so option on the right, Shared Destiny. There's a lot of text in it. Loads 1 bullet whenever a battle is won. Elite Battle grants 2 bullets instead. When this arsenal is obtained for the first time, starts with 4 bullets loaded. Okay. So we're gonna be limited use. Interesting. Okay. Onwards. Was that worth 6 hit points? We'll find out. Switch back to the other character. Give this one a chance to heal. And they've encountered the bard again. I'm not sure whether the encounters will... I think the encounters are the same. If your other character follows the same path, I think they do get the same events. We are also going to leave though and save our money for the shop. And now when we come upon here, we just find a silent campsite. You arrive at a camp with no one around. Judging from the size of the tent and the belongings, it seems like this camp is not for a single person but a group. Perhaps a family with children. And the mystery of where they went got solved fairly quickly after you traced the footprint and found 4 bodies of goblins brutally murdered. So we can either lose 3 hit points, or we can lose 2 guidance. So this is guidance. So this potentially limits the choice of cards that we will get. So 3 hit points, I guess, is not bad. Let's lose 3 hit points. Keep our guidance. Then, yeah, it'll give us access to better rewards. Okay, this character has the lowest hit points, so I'm going to switch back to the other one. She doesn't have many, though. If I take the narrative route that we got to do an elite, and I honestly don't fancy that. There's a shop down here. We've got a reasonable amount of money. Let's head for the shop. Okay, 5 damage and then 4 damage with bleed. I'm just gonna go all out. We could apply nullify debuff to ourselves. So nullify debuff, like it says up there, nullifies incoming debuffs. It will not get rid of any debuffs we already have on us. But that would be fine. It would stop us getting the bleed, but again, the 6 damage is better, I think. And number of death. We could just outright kill him with that. I think we might as well. Slight overkill maybe, but at least it gets us building up the bullets in there. Grand Fanfare again. White Knight again. Rat King. Might of the Pack inflicts 6 damage, increases the damage by 1 for each copy of Rat King. Dilution effect gains 4 defense, increases the defense by 1 for each copy of Rat King. And Infestation creates 2 copies of Rat King with the enchant Illusion. So Illusion means the card will be removed at the end of the battle, and it decreases the attack damage by 25%, defense gain by 25%, and healing effectiveness by 50%. But obviously it boosts Might of Pack and Dilution effect by 2. Let's try Rat King. Seems interesting. And let's keep going on to the shop. Okay, so the usual thing, we have a choice of new cards, we have a choice of modifiers that we can apply to cards, and we have a choice of relics. However, we've only got 124 gold, so we can't afford much of anything. What is in our deck? No, it's the other character that's got your last word. So there's no point us getting a second copy of that. But we can't afford any of this stuff down here. So I think I'm actually going to leave and hopefully get a little bit more money, and then maybe the next shop can actually get something more useful. We're low on health though, so let's switch back to the other character. Let that one heal. We could take her to the shop as well. I don't know if the options are the same, but again, I don't really have that much money, so let's go this way. Combat encounter. Incantation applies 10% empowered, lasting for 10 turns to itself. So yeah, this enemy is just basically going to buff itself to get stronger and then attack us. I am just going to kill it as quickly as I possibly can and not worry too much about that. I will put on venting there. So at least we've got a chance to dodge some of these incoming attacks. We could just leave it on. We can take High Noon from your last word. And We could apply conference call as well. Dodge that. Gave us high noon. We dodge that. But we're still taking some damage from burn. He's buffing himself again. Venting is only going to last for one more turn, so let's hit now. And we could probably... we'll fanfire kill now. Not sure. Let's go for another stack of high noon. Yeah, I don't think it would have. Okay, we've got corrosion on ourselves as well. Decreases defense gained from arsenals by 20%. It's down to 7 health. We try and stun. Oh no, that was not the card I was hoping to see. I'm going to try and stun again. Okay, both successful. That's good. We're still taking damage from the burn. We just need to finish this off. And here's your last word, so we can fanfire. And that'll definitely finish him off. Okay. 28 gold. Inugami. Okay, so here you can see this is a better card, so we have to pay 2 of this in order to get it. Whereas these others are not so good, but so we will actually gain 1 of this. What was it called again? I keep forgetting what it's called. Stars, I'm going to call them. One other thing is you can see Thunderous Whisper has this symbol on it here. So this is a modifier. These are one of the things we could have bought at the shop. This one, Eclipse, in a normal battle decreases the attack damage and defense gain by 50% and 50%. But in elite and boss battles, increases the attack damage and defense gain by 50% and 40%. But I think I am not going to get that because I don't often see defense on enemies. What does this do? Croissant Cross inflicts 6 damage if Inagami Symphony is used again in the same turn. Additionally, inflicts 10. Okay, we could get that if we were at the end of our draw pile. So basically, think items will be drawn from our bag. And if our bag gets empty, then our discard pile is shuffled back into the bag and we start drawing again. And so it's possible that we could get this card twice in the same turn. And obviously if we could get a second copy of it as well, that would increase the chance of that. Forget Block gains 5 defense if it's used again in the same turn. Additionally recovers 4 HP. Cream Puff Woof applies 20% empowered self if it's used again. Additionally applies 15% fortify. Sure, let's take it. Seems interesting. We're down to 54 health though, which is pretty bad. So I'm going to swap back to the other character. Down to here. Barbarian's Gate. You stand in front of a giant wooden fortress with some goblin guards on top of it. There's a sign written in horrible handwriting on the wall. No money, no passing. Looks like there is a way to pass through peacefully. Not that it has to be peaceful. Pay the fee, lose 40 gold. Attack the fortress, lose 10 HP. Or go around the fortress and lose 4 max HP. I think I'm going to lose 4 max HP. Hopefully that doesn't actually lose us HP as well. It doesn't. Because honestly, actually getting back up to max HP is really pretty hard. So let's keep going and let our other character heal. Evangelization of Arms. A strange-looking person with fake arms attached to them comes up to you and starts yelling. Do you believe, sister? Do you believe that we all live under her grace? Do you believe that her gracious arms guide us day by day? Do you believe that she will descend to this land one day to act her mercy? Do you believe that she will be our salvation? Do you believe? Sure I do. Imbue 1 selected arsenal with a random beneficial enchant. Okay, so that's what those circular icons were. Remove an enchant from 1 selected arsenal. Or leave. I'll take a random beneficial enchant, sure. Do we know what it is? We don't. A random beneficial enchant. Let's stick it on Rat King. What did we get? We got... oh, it's kind of hard to see. It's hidden behind there. Maybe if I do that, there we go. Hemorrhage applies bleed with 1 damage for 3 turns to an enemy when dealing damage with this arsenal. Okay. I wonder if the copies... I wonder if the copies will have that on it as well. That would be pretty cool if they did. 63 health. We're still higher than our friend. We're kind of getting ahead of her a bit. But that's okay. Do this battle and then we'll swap over. Okay. Do we just do infestation? He doesn't... His health is not that high, so we may be better off just... just doing the damage, I think. White Knight. In defense, if we already have defense, I think I'll just gain 5 defense. Although I won't need it this turn. Maybe that was not smart. And inflict more damage. So 5 block goes down to 3. Halves and rounds up. Okay, so number of death. How do we... Okay, I'm going to say number of death has 1 bullet loaded. Okay. So basically we can't... Oh yeah, so this is a passive as well. We could lose that 1 bullet to inflict 6 damage. Or we can just keep letting it build up. What's our potion again? Removes all debuffs. Okay. I mean, I should really let it build up. But how can I... can I not... How do I not choose anything? Though, having said that. Can I not choose anything? I can't. I have to pick something. I can't pick the passive. Oh. Oh, well, no, I can still pick this, but it just won't trigger. Okay, fine. More damage. More damage and 5 damage. 6 damage. 4 more will kill. Oh, not quite. We can gain 5 block. Not take any damage from that. And then we can kill with that. Or not, apparently. Were we weak? We are weak, yeah. Fine, well that'll kill you. And then... I wonder if this will actually count up the bullet. No, I guess not, because it doesn't actually get played. Okay, Grand Fanfare. 1,000 roses. 3 damage, gain 2 defense, applies spike with 1 damage lasting for 3 turns. Applies bind 1 time, 1 turn to an enemy. Bind is good because it just stops an offensive action. Pale blue dot we don't have enough for. 40.5 AU inflicts 23 damage but has an 80% chance to miss. Applies dodge, increases the accuracy of 40.5 AU by 30%. Anyway, we can't afford it. I'm going to take 1,000 roses. We're low on health. Switch back. My friend has healed a little bit. Need food, please help. You encounter a beggar shivering in the unbearable cold with only a few coins on his plate. Wearing what can only be called a rug, it is uncertain if he will be able to survive the night. Hope this helps him lose 60 gold, or better look down while I walk. Leave. Sorry, beggar, I really want my gold. I really want my gold. I know, I'm a terrible person. Actually, where is this? Is there another shop? I don't even know there is another shop. Okay, same deal. Lose 40 gold, lose 10 HP, lose 4 max HP. I'll lose the max HP. And yeah, we're following right behind our friend. Evangelization of arms again. So let's imbue with a random benefit. Let's stick it on our good one. And we got Blade Dance. After 6 turns in battle, increase the attack damage of this arsenal by 35%. Okay. 6 turns in battle, I'd probably be dead. Sure. Okay, keep going. We've caught up with our other friend. And I think because of that, this enemy starts on lower health. Which is nice. Applies bind to us, so we won't be able to do whatever this action. If we played an offensive action here in our next card, it would just be cancelled, basically. I could I'm just going to do quick draw. Hit him for 8. Hit him. Oh, defensive action is cancelled. I guess I can stop him gaining 2 defense. And then I'll hit him for 8 again. Oh, does that stay on me? No, it doesn't. Okay, it's just the next action. Can we kill? Not quite. Let's try and stun so we don't take the 4 damage or the bleed. And then we can hit there. Okay, we did. And then we go first this round. Just got to do 4 damage. Done. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. 29 gold. And... right, I think that's the downside of following in another character's path. So this card is grayed out, even though we could normally take it. And that's because that's what our other character took. They took 1,000 roses. So we've just been left with, exactly the same rewards that they had the option of taking. And we can't afford that. So all we could take would be Grand Fanfare. Is it worth it? It also comes with Blade Dance. After 6 turns in battle, increase the attack damage of this arsenal. Unfortunately, this card isn't doing any attack damage. Sure. And it does give us one of these points as well. Okay, we'll keep going with this character because we're on higher health. Pot of Genesis. You find a log cabin with lights on, but no one is present. The only thing guarding this place is a giant pot with a mysterious boiling liquid that does not look edible. Judging from papers full of equations and drawings of some sort of magic circle scattered all around the place, this seems to be a lab built by an unknown alchemist. And there are some equations highlighted and marked with a star. Conveniently, all of the ingredients mentioned in these equations can be found right here. Do we try Stardust Phantasm and obtain the relic leftovers at the end of the battle, recover 3 hit points? Try Diabolic Ascension, obtain a relic Asbestos. At the end of every turn, inflict 3 damage to an enemy. At the end of battle, take 3 self-damage. Self-inflicted damage is not fatal. Or this will pay my rent for this month. Helping Hand relic at the start of battle and every 3 turns afterwards. You can check which arsenal would be drawn as the last action of the turn. Or just leave. I think we'll take leftovers. 3 hit points recovered after every battle is really nice. Let's keep going while our friend recovers. There is another store here, so let's head for that. Okay, so this guy again. I think we high noon. We vent. And we apply 50% empowered. I don't know whether that means that only is going to last for the remainder of this turn, i.e. this will do nothing. or whether that will carry over into next turn as well, but we'd still get a 30% empowered buff as well. So I'll take that. So you can see these 2 buffs, yeah, it went away immediately. So it's just left the 30% buff. But that's okay. Inflicting damage, but we've got a good chance to dodge it. So let's keep venting on. And hope we manage to dodge. We can, given we're dodging, you really need to stun, although he's going to apply corrosion to us. Doesn't matter much whether we do that or take the defense. However, we need to start doing something about him. This is only gonna... Okay, so right, so the empowered buffs again. Let's take it and then get the benefit of them by attacking. And yeah, attack again. Okay, that's pretty good. However, he is going first. I can't kill with that, so let's put venting up. And let's do that. Still taking burn damage though. So hurry up and die. Down to 46 health. Our sandwich kicks in. Up to 49, but still a little bit rough. We can get another copy of Your Last Word. With the enchant Broken Will, decreases defense gained from this arsenal by 40%. Oh, that's a negative thing. However, it doesn't matter because this one doesn't give us defense anyway. Rainmaker would be nice if we could afford it, but we can't. Burning Shot inflicts 7 damage, applies burn with 2 damage, lasting for 3 turns. Or Dodge. Or Rain of Arrow. Fires arrows upwards. Arrows fall down at the end of the turn for 3 turns, inflicting 3 damage and a 50% chance to apply burn with 2 damage, lasting for 3 turns. But yeah, we can't have that. Or Leviathan inflicts 4 damage and recovers 2 HP. Insatiable Hunger gains 2 defense and applies 50% Revitalize for 3 turns. Revitalize increases healing effectiveness. So what that means is it will increase the healing effectiveness by 50%. So instead of recovering 2 HP from Feeding Frenzy, we would recover 3. Or Bottomless Appetite inflicts 3 damage if an enemy is killed by this action, increase max HP by 1. I think a second copy of Your Last Word is going to be helpful. And we should switch back to our other character while you heal up. Outlaw Festival. Bang bang, the guns blaze and smoke from countless barrels forms a cloud. People are firing their guns to the sky and several doctors are waiting in the corner playing pogo while a patient who just got shot is lying next to them. This is a festival. An outlaw festival. Best party ever. Do we lose 6 HP and imbue 1 random arsenal with the enchant Sharp Edge, increasing the attack damage of the arsenal by 20%. Do we recover 3 HP or just leave? HP is not too bad. I mean, more HP is always good, and losing 6 HP is not good. 20% extra damage, though. Go on. Okay, so it was on 1,000 roses. Okay. Continue. All right. The same place as our other character went to, so he's already lost some health. We could nullify the buff to him so he doesn't get the benefit of these cards. Or we just try and kill him really quickly. Number of death. What is the counter on? 2. And this is the one that increases the attack damage, which is a shame. It's not that great. Could have gone on a better card. Now he's hitting us for a lot. Let's bind you and stop you doing your next attack action. This is not great. I think we just hit you and try and kill you as quickly as possible. Need to do 9 damage this turn. Can we do it? 3 damage. 6 damage. 3 more damage. Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting about these potions as well. Soft drink applies 40% vulnerable for 4 turns to an enemy. And yeah, choice of Leviathan, basically. See, having something that can heal you feels good. And I guess it can be good. Yeah, alright, I'll take it. Health is not the best here. Okay, shop. We got 178 gold. What can we get that would be amazing? You do not have your last word, so we will get another copy of that. Relics. Speargun increases attack damage by 30% if an enemy has defense. What else can we afford? Voodoo Doll increases attack damage by 25% while debuffed, which we pretty much always are. Fabricator, if the wielder has no defense when the turn starts, gain 4 defense. That's pretty nice. Enchants increase the attack damage by burn when dealing damage with that card. Iron Will increase the defense gained from the card. Ignore dodge status. Let's take 4 defense every turn. That is all we can afford. And the next battle is the boss battle. So let's switch back to our other character. And I guess they're going to the shop as well. 177. The only card we can afford is Thunderous Whisper, which I think is not really great. Upon entering a shop, recovers 8 HP. Well, that's not really relevant. Silence at the start of a battle, apply 30% weaken to an enemy. Field Ration upon entering event, recover 10 or lose 4 HP. Anchor, while HP is below 50%, has a 20% chance to apply stun to an enemy upon using an offensive action. That's pretty good. Telescope applies sure hit 2 times at the start of the battle. Ignores dodge. Or Iron Will, quick attack. First 3 turns in battle increase the attack damage of this arsenal by 35%. No dodge, apply burn. I think Anchor seems pretty good. And that's all we can afford. Okay, so we have to choose one of the 2 bosses. So one of us fights one boss and the other one fights the other boss, if we survive. And I guess we better go first because we've got the most hit points. All right, let's go. So this guy starts with this buff. Good. Increases damage resistance by 100%. This effect is applied to all incoming damage. Current stack's 50. So basically what will happen is we just have to turtle until he gets a card that does damage to us, and it basically remove some stacks of this. And the more stacks of this that are removed, the lower his damage resistance. So once this drops a little bit, we can start hitting him. or we can, you know, wait and hit him for more damage. But basically, yeah, we will do more be able to do more damage to him as the battle goes on. So the question is, can we last long enough? And that's a very good question. I don't know. Let's increase our damage resistance. That seems like a good way to go. And we're going to start stacking high noon. That's what, because there's no point attacking with anything at this stage. But we want high noon to be up as high as possible so that we can actually do a lot of damage to him when we can attack. Okay, so we just want the defense, I guess. In fact, his applied spikes doesn't matter because we can't really hit him. This is nothing like a practice match. He's not taking any damage. This strength. He really is trying to take me down here. There's no way I can win. There's no way. No, not yet. I'm not done here. I don't know what you're up to, but I can't be stopped here. Right now, let's take a defensive position. He may be legendary, but he isn't immortal. He will show his weakness soon. Until then, I just have to endure his attacks. Indeed. I'm not sure that you can, though. Okay, we could try to stun to save ourselves 5 damage. We do have Fortify applied, though, so we would get more block. Maybe we should have taken the block. Okay, well, let's apply more Fortify. But remember, we got this. Remove all defense from enemy. But the enemy doesn't have any defense. That's actually not that useful. 5 and 4, then it's going to imply empowered. Let's go for the defense then, given we've got Fortify. And Vent. For sure. And High Noon. I missed how much block we got there. Okay, so you can see he's giving us stacks of Evil, which decreases our damage resistance. But Sacrilege is the card we want him to play. So it inflicts 8 damage on us, but it absorbs all evil from us, and then he loses good equal to the amount. So currently he will get rid of our 12 stacks of evil, and this will go down by 12 stacks. Which is great. So we don't want to stun him. We don't want to stop him playing this, because that's the only way we're going to be able to kill him. But I think it's okay for us still to dodge the damage. Let's put Conference Call on. And gain some defense. Did he take it? He did. I see, using my strength against me. I applaud you for your brilliant decision. However, no matter what strategy you come up with, the victory will never be within your reach. Now come, show me what you are made of. So now, damage resistance is down to 60%. So we can start attacking him. We've still got venting. Only one venting can be applied at once. So trying to do this again won't help us. However, will it not even renew it? I don't think it will, because yeah, it just means we can't put another stack on the end here. So as soon as this expires, it's still only going to last for 1 turn. So I guess Conference Call then, as we don't want to attack. We want to be able to dodge this, hopefully. We could attack now, but we gain a stack of Counting Bullet every time we use Fanfire. So we kind of want to go for as long as we can. And we'd also like to get some Empowered when we do it. We don't want to do it now, though. Maybe. So we've got a lot of stacks of Empowered. I guess that's what they've all come from Conference Call, I think, yes. But now we don't have our dodge anymore, which is a shame. It's a shame. What's he doing? Inflicting 4 damage, then 5, and then applying spike. He is vulnerable. So I think if we can shoot him this turn, we want to. So I'm going to put some more stacks of empowered on. Yes, and I'm going to use a fanfire. How many stacks of high noon have we got? 3. Oh, that's not that many. 27 from 42 down to 27. Not bad. I mean, he does still have 60% damage resistance. I would really like to be able to get venting back on before this. Do we have any... We're still boosting our attack damage, but we're not boosting our defense. I think we probably just hope for a stun. That's unfortunate. I guess I'll put Fortify on. Could hit him for 2 damage. I guess. Better than having 1 block next turn. 2 damage? 3 damage actually. However, we're not doing great. Flying spike, so I actually don't want to shoot him. Let's put on some more of that. He's going to absorb our evil again. So we may want to attack him next go. Down to 15. Eek. Okay, damage resistance is only 36% now. I mean, we do have empowered, so... We've got a bit of damage resistance, so that we are only taking 10 damage this turn. We may draw this again as well. We try and stun. I think we just try and kill now. I feel like we didn't take as much damage there as I was expecting to. This isn't good. I think we're dead. Damage decreases by 2% for each stack of lost. I'm not sure what that is supposed to mean. Yeah, I think we are screwed. Fortunately, I think we go for quick draw. For what it's worth, venting. But we're dead, I think. Wait, we're only taking... Ah! We look like we're only taking 1 damage there. From something. I'm not sure. So this is how it ends. A bit anticlimactic. I had hopes for them. Oh, well, things happen sometimes. At least it was a bit fun. What shall I do until the next round of the game? I've never beaten that boss. I've done a few runs. I've faced him a few times. But he is tough. He's tough. We just didn't have enough defense. And going into the fight with a bit more HP would have been nice as well. And yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get to try the other boss with the other person because as soon as one of our characters dies, that's it. Game over. But there you have it. That is Tales of Two Heroes. I actually really like this. You know, some kind of translation issues aside, some UI issues aside, it's interesting in how it's, you know, effectively it's giving you a pack of 3 cards that are sort of bound together, and you're picking from one each time you draw. That's interesting. The 2 characters is interesting as well, because you're basically building up 2 separate decks, and you do have to kind of win with both of them. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. The demo is available now on Steam if you want to check it out for yourself. The game itself doesn't have a release date at the moment, so I don't know whether it's going to be out later this year or whether it could be longer than that. But yeah, wishlist it if you're interested. Keep an eye on it. But that's going to do it for me for now. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is BD Alami signing out. Bye for now.